Hey y'all, welcome back to another week of pantry meals. These meals were literally me just scrounging around in my refrigerator and freezer for stuff that needed to be used up. I had planned on making these 3 meals. I knew for sure I was going to make the last meal that I'm going to show you, which is really just spaghetti with smoked sausage in it. And I didn't know what all I was going to put into them. So this first meal that I'm making is, I'm going to call it sausage fried rice. It's kind of how I would make fried rice with any other kind of meat, pork, chicken, shrimp, whatever. But the vegetables are varying. I have a 42-ounce package of, I think it's called Ridge smoked sausage. There are 3 sausage links in there. So each one is just under a pound, about 14 ounces. I just took one of those links and diced it up. And then I took 3 cloves of garlic, diced that up, not very finely because I am just trying to get dinner on the table. I literally had like a third of a bag of cut corn in my freezer, and I was like, all right, throw that in. As you can see, I have a bag of frozen green beans over there that I thought I was going to put in there, but then after I got all the vegetables added, I was like, all right, nothing else is going to fit in this pan after eggs and rice. So I have these carrots that have been sitting in my refrigerator for, I'm pretty sure, about 6 months, and I've just been slowly using them. I will say, these carrot skins, like the peelings, are not going into broth, just because they are so dang old, and some of them are almost a little moldy. They're just going into compost. So I shredded up 1 carrot. I diced up half of an onion, and then I had these mushrooms in the refrigerator that I needed to get used up. So I just grabbed a handful of those, washed them up, sliced them, and threw them in the pan with everything else. Like I said, this was not really pre-planned, aside from the fact that I was making fried rice. This blue bowl that you're seeing, that is actually rice that I made ahead of time. Earlier, on the weekend, we had a meal and I was eating rice with that. I knew I was going to be making the 2 of these meals in this video. And so I went ahead and just made a whole 2-pound bag of rice. And then I just used that up in recipes throughout the week. So anyways, you're not going to see me cook rice. I just made it per the instructions of the package. Just make your rice normal. Anyways, so I threw in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil and a little bit of salt. That salt is going to help pull out the moisture of the mushrooms. I want those to cook down pretty quickly. I'm going to throw it on the stove on medium to low heat and just kind of let the vegetables cook down and the sausage kind of brown up a little bit. Over in another pan, I have scrambled 4 eggs, and I am just cooking that in a smaller pan, low and slow. The classic scrambled egg. There is no seasoning in that egg. I'm just seasoning the whole dish all together. So yeah, I'm just letting everything cook together on the stove, keeping an eye on the sausage and veggies while I'm cooking these eggs. And then once the eggs are done, I'm going to pull those off of the heat. I threw in a couple tablespoons of butter in with the veggies, just to kind of help loosen up that cooked on stuff on the bottom of the pan. And then I'm going to throw in about 2 cups of my pre-cooked rice. In case you guys didn't know, fried rice actually cooks better if your rice is pre-made. That's not right. I mean, obviously you're going to pre-make your rice, but it works better if you make the rice the night before and then put it in the pan cold. So like a day old rice. That's the word I'm looking for. Anyways, so I mixed that all together, and then I'm just going to tell you, all together I probably ended up putting in about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I put in about 2 tablespoons, and then I add 2 tablespoons later. So I get all the veggies and the rice mixed together. I don't know if I said this, 2 cups of rice with all of these veggies. And then once I get that all mixed together and I taste it and I make sure it's got all the right seasoning in it, taste your food. That's the secret to cooking. I go ahead and add in the eggs, get everything mixed together. Before I add in the eggs, I do try to chop them up pretty finely so that there's not just like huge chunks of eggs. I will say this is probably, of all of these 3 meals, this was probably my kids' favorite meal. I'm pretty sure Carter had like 2 or 3 servings of this. My kids like eggs. My kids like rice. I'm pretty sure they thought these sausages were hot dogs. Whatever. Anyways, Carter really enjoyed this meal. Forrest did eat all of his food, and he did get seconds, but he didn't eat all of his seconds. Carter did. This picture that I took was not the best picture I've ever taken. My flash was on, and I forgot to go back and take another one. It's fine. Whatever. Yeah, and that's all that one entails. That serves about 4. All right, this next one, I did record the chopping of all of this stuff. However, I don't know what happened, but my camera just turned off halfway through me slicing up the meat. So I don't know. And I didn't figure me slicing half of a sausage link was worth putting in. So I just took another one of those sausage links, the 14-ounce one, sliced it up. I then cut up the other half of the onion that I used yesterday. 3 cloves of garlic, 1 jalapeno finely diced, and a handful of mushrooms. I believe that's all the vegetables that are in this pan right now. And then I threw in about 2 tablespoons of Creole seasoning, which is Cajun seasoning without the spice, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I kind of just let that fry on the stove until the vegetables are soft and the meat is browned. You can tell that I let the meat cook just a little bit too long. While I was dicing up the tomatoes, I just have 2 tomatoes that were in my refrigerator that needed to be used up. They were pretty soft. So I diced those up, threw them in the pan. Those will deglaze the bottom of the pan. I threw in 2 cups of rice, mixed it all together, made sure it tasted good, and that was dinner. This one was my personal favorite, and I also think it was my husband's personal favorite. I would have liked it more if it was Cajun and not Creole, but kids. And the jalapeno was not very spicy, so it didn't really add much spice. I just have jalapenos that I needed to use up, so I threw one in. And yeah, that was what we had for dinner that day. And that'll serve 4 as well. I'm just going to take 1 second to do my usual. If you have not already, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button if you enjoy Cook With Me's or Pantry Cleanout videos or food in general. And leave me a comment down below if there's something you're interested in seeing. The previous 2 meals that we just made will have recipes that are linked down in the description. Go check them out. This one, there's not going to be a recipe. Sorry. It is just spaghetti with the 3rd sausage link diced up, So I just made some spaghetti, made a package of spaghetti per the instructions on the box, or however you like to make spaghetti noodles. I sliced up the sausage, sliced up one onion, threw that in, let it fry a little bit, dumped a can of sauce on top of it, called it dinner. And we had a side salad with it. Like, seriously, the most basic dinner ever. So there will not be a recipe for that one, but I thought I would share it because that is what we did with the third sausage, and it got some spaghetti, some sauce, and some meat out of my pantry, freezer places. And that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.